we were teaching an older woman in my first area, actually, a great woman. Her name was Rita, and we would share with her little pieces of the gospel every now and again, but we didn't initially come to teach her. We actually initially came to teach her cousin, and they lived together. And so we would teach her cousin some of these messages, and she was a less active member. And so eventually we got her to the point where she was willing to come back to church. And so she started to come back to church and attending some more, and that was good. And about the time that we were getting done with her, Rita started showing interest in the gospel message. And so we would come and we would teach Rita, and she was very closed off to it at first and wasn't really buying it. And she was a pretty devout Christian from another faith and just had a hard time accepting the message we were giving, as it was kind of against what her preachers and pastors had taught her. And so after we met with her a few times, we eventually got her to really sit down and read the Book of Mormon, which is key to anyone's conversion. And she finally sat down and would read a little bit with us, and before we knew it, she started reading on her own time. And we got her own personal book that she was not only reading, but marking through and folding pages over and keeping track of things. And as the months went by, we actually started to notice that Rita was changing, and so was her household. Everything felt better about it. She and her cousin would just fight less. There was just a better spirit in the home. You could just feel it when you walked in the door. Rita is happy, and she's happy because she's learning about and living the gospel of Jesus Christ. Rita was baptized a few months later, and that was a huge pivotal turning moment for her in her life, and it was such a blessing, and it was a miracle to us to see this lady who came from a very rough background to learning about Christianity, to then being someone who accepted the fullness of the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And seeing the changes that took place in her were just exciting, and it was motivating. And that honestly was what helped me understand what the gospel was really capable of doing in people's lives.